Alright. Alright. Oh, shoot. Oh my god, I had to keep pausing the stream just to answer some messages. Oh, oh shoot. Wow, I actually did that. Oh, nice. So now I can do that level. I'm doing a no saves run. Holy crap. Oh! Damn it. Oh, friggin'. Oh, shoot. Oh, Jesus. Friggin'. Ah, damn. Oh, oh my god. Oh, jeepers. Oh, wait, what? Are you serious? What kind of crap? Oh yeah. Oh, you friggin'. And it feels so satisfying. Oh god. Oh man. Ah! No! Ah! God! Bloody! No! No! Oh! Oh! Oh no! Ah man, alright. I just can't do I can't do it no more. Oh. Yo, what's up, Miles? You just missed the opening of Dracula's Curse, the third Castlevania game. Alright, I never actually beat this game. I can't beat it. This looks like so old school to you, probably. This is the Castlevania collection I'm playing, so I'm playing the original games. I never beat the first game. I couldn't beat the second. I just can't even get past the first screen in the second game. No, this is the third game, and I was told this is the easiest one. I turned down my headset volume so I'm not yelling. Started a foundation 50 pages in. So hard to put down. Oh my god! You're like, I haven't even started it yet. I'm starting it tomorrow. 50 pages in already. Holy crap! You're like blowing through it. I'm only gonna be 50 pages tomorrow because that's all I have time for. I would have done 50 pages today, but I realized that I could start tomorrow, do all my work today, and play a game, and then start reading for the rest of the week. Let's have a good beginning then. I mean, it'll be unlike Dune in Star Wars, it's actually like science fiction, while Dune and Star Wars are meant to be like science fantasy. That's what you call those. Especially Star Wars. Star Wars is a lot more science fantasy. Dune has a bit more science, like fiction, in it. This is your first Asimov, right? I think that actually Asimov was an actual doctor. Not like a medical doctor, but he was like, I think he was like he was a scientific doctor. He taught a lot of school. He taught school. I was reading today that he made over 100. That one of his he made over 9 years. He made 100 books. Then over another 9 years, he made another 100 books. And then over 69 months, he made another 100 books. He was one of the most prolific authors ever in that genre. At least we found a goodie then. Yeah, that's what we need. That's what we need for this buddy read. It's like a goodie. Asimov, do you want to know what Asimov did? He made 2 drafts, and then after that, he just stopped doing the drafts because if he thought it looked good already. And if it's nonfiction, he wrote countless nonfiction because that's what was easiest for him to write. But this fiction, he'd only write like at once. And he still write like faster than most other authors in that genre. Frank Herbert doesn't even have as much books as he. Not even H.G. Wells. Michael Crichton's a paperback author, and he doesn't even have like a quarter of what Asimov had. Not even King or Kuntz has Asimov's. I quit this one. Not even King or Kuntz has Asimov's catalog. I've only read the first robot novel because that's what he's most famous for, is the laws of robotics. He's the one who may popularize the idea of the 3 laws of robotics. I write 1 draft and then proceed to just edit. I write 1 draft and then that's it for me usually. Then I make sure to edit it as well. Here's some. According to what I saw, he apparently also helped edit like over 100 books. But in his name, he has like 500 books under his belt, and like at least 300 or 400 of those were written by him. He also has an autobiography to read about. Sadly, he never wrote a book about writing, so. But there's videos about how he did write. See, Asimov, he writes like shorter books. Like he doesn't. You know what's funny about Asimov? Foundation came out the same year as The Lord of the Rings, and he actually won the award. He beat Lord of the Rings. And you can obviously tell why Lord of the Rings is more popular, because it was like the first big like fantasy kind of book, while Foundation science fiction, but like there's other science fictions, And plus, I wouldn't say he's the first. He isn't like the first author to get on the top. First author to get #1 science bestseller. I believe that award actually goes to. I believe that award actually goes to what's his face Herbert for Dune. Dune was one of the highest selling fantasy novels. I'm sorry, science fiction books of all time. It was the first real bestseller in the main market. Huh. Tolkien hated Dune. He probably just didn't. It's considering that he's Tolkien and he's more about detail. That's probably why. Yeah, actually, but you can tell how Tolkien also became more popular because of the movies. Oh yeah, he told me about that. It was falling apart. Dune is an excellent read. Someday when you do get a chance to read Dune, it's an excellent read, honestly. It's probably one of the better books ever made. Yeah, Dune is like 6. Well, actually, Dune is originally a trilogy, but then Frank Herbert wrote 3 more. See, in the main Foundation series, there's the original trilogy, then the 2 sequels, and the 2 prequels. The second prequel is usually listed as last, but the first prequel is listed as first to read. I'm just reading it in the order that it was originally published in, because that's how I do things. Yes, but Tolkien hated Dune, and I don't think he would. I don't even know if he read any of the sequels. He had to have been alive for Dune Messiah, but Dune, Children of Dune, he would have been dead, I think. Yes, one of my friends thinks that Asimov died in the 1800s. I'm like, dude, he died in the 90s. He's like he's not even that much dead. I know Ahab's never read Foundation, which is shocking, because considering that he reads a lot of old books, he just says science fiction is hard to consume, which compared to fantasy, if I had to read science fiction versus fantasy, I'd read science fiction, honestly, because science fiction I find fantasy some of the ideas and tropes of like a young child's fantasy are like just that to me. It's I always feel like I have to be young to enjoy a children's fantasy, like a fantasy thing. Now there's just some fantasy I like again. Yeah. No, I do get why people do like fantasy, but I find some bunch of fantasy usually repeats the Tolkien tropes or the C.S. Lewis or J.K. Rowling. Like, a lot of them repeat that kind of stuff, David Eddings kind of thing. I'm still shocked that of all science fiction authors, Ahab does not know who Roger Zelazny is. I'm like, how do you not know who that is? He's like one of the iconic science fiction maestros. And actual literature too. He's just an icon. He's an icon. Oh, you freaking. Of course, I've reviewed a Roger Zelazny thing. It was one of his chapters of Wild Cards. Remember that Wild Cards 1? He wrote a couple chapters. He actually wrote the most important chapter to that book, that series actually. I literally called that a Roger Zelazny series edited by George R. R. Martin, because he basically helped make half the series. Dead now, but yeah. I told you there's kind of like a bit of trouble behind the scenes at the moment. So I'm pretty sure I have... yeah, everyone watch the What's in the Box videos, and then there's some stuff in the videos I'm just shocked that he don't know. I'm like, how do you not know this? I'm like, you've read all this stuff. So Miles, have you ever played a Castlevania game before? I know they had some on the DS and 3DS back then. And they don't make these anymore. They haven't made a Castlevania game in so many years. Yeah, I think the most haunting part of that, of their father's, about their father's stuff was the fact that wasn't exactly like the whole idea of them like being stuck in the in that kind of area, but the fact that their relatives were all getting shot up and killed, like the part where the Half-Blood there is just mincemeat, that's just dark. Ironic, you're watching the same videos I'm rewatching. Isn't that just ironic? Actually, if you figured out how to do the streams thing from the phone, I might have to ask you to help me, because I know you can probably figure that stuff out better than I can. Oh friggin' damn. Bloody hell. Oh, shot, Serene. I'll go to that outside. God damn it. Oh. Yes. See, my computer's kind of bugged out, and I don't know, and I was told that it's easier to do it from the computer. But I can probably just give you the thing, and maybe, and if you figure out how to verify the thing or whatever it is you need to do, then that might fix it. 'Cause, I want to do some off the phone stuff just so I can show crap, while also also showing articles and crap. I'm currently in the process of making a retrospective to my favorite video game of all time. But my editors, they kind of should finish the game first before they start even getting the process of editing it, just so they don't spoil the game for themselves, ruin the game for themselves, or yada 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 yada. My father's a Shakespearean figure, beards is straight from mythology. Yeah, dude, beards, man. Yeah. Dude, I would honestly want to see that as like kind of like a Martin Scorsese movie. If I won't lie, I just want to see like a Martin Scorsese movie, and then Beards comes out. Because that's what it's translated to in English, right? Beards or something. I think it's Beards. Friggin' bloody hell. God bloody hell. Hey, yeah, should make it as his directorial debut. With the overlooking of Martin Scorsese. I think it's well, the guy had a long beard from what I remember in the thing. If you ever watch that show Sons of Anarchy, I just imagine like some of the gangs in Sons of Anarchy just being beards. Oh god. Shoot! 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 I'm not sure if you ever watch Breaking Bad. That's another good show too. There's not a good crime. There's not a good crime shows and stuff. Again, I keep mentioning the Stanley Kubrick Meister himself, but he made a crime movie once. It was called The Killing, and it's one of his best movies that no one's watched, sadly, because even though he is the Kubrick, he is the man, the myth, the legend. What's funny is that Eyes Wide Shut is actually a Christmas movie. It's clearly a Christmas movie. I guess when your brothers watch Better Call Saul. Oh, I wonder how that is. I still need to finish Breaking Bad, but Better Call Saul I heard was very good. I know Dean Koontz said it's actually better than Breaking Bad. And some people say it's getting better than Breaking Bad now. El Camino, the movie, of course. I didn't watch that because, again, I didn't finish the show. I need to finish the show first before watching the spin-offs, because I need to know what happens to the characters to lead them to those spin-offs. Well, I know Better Call Saul is before Breaking Bad, sorta, but it also tells you some stuff, basic stuff that happens after, as I've been told. And again, I keep mentioning the Kubrick Meister himself, but again, he made a crime movie. It's called The Killing. It's a very good movie. Should not be missed. You should watch every Kubrick movie. Remember, Doctor Strangelove, 2001, The Shining, A Clockwork Orange, Eyes Wide Shut, Full Metal Jacket, Spartacus, Paths of Glory, Lolita, I guess, if you want to watch that. I know you mentioned that you read the book, I think. Killer's Kiss isn't like a fantastic movie, but it's a decent movie, and don't watch his Escapade movie, which is Escapade, because that's the one he doesn't like, and that's the one that actually does suck. Kubrick, man, I'm telling you, he's like he only made 13 movies. Oh yeah, and also how could I forget? Barry Lyndon. Barry Lyndon's one of his better movies as well. $15, holy lord. Man, I have to watch them all. They must be like, it's gonna be like a TV show. Just screw Ellen, I'm just gonna watch the DSI Files. Oh dear. Yeah. I'm waiting in suspense because the episode 4 ends on such a cliffhanger that I just want to see like what happens next. Did you find the flip note? Is there any like old games you found? What the hell did you find on the SD card? Have you been collecting any games? Like it was like oh, there's a whole bunch of like unanswered questions that need to be answered in this season of instead of Breaking Bad, let's call it Breaking the S. I mean, you did do that, so I mean, it's already it's already good enough. Uh, but yeah, if you had to, if one day if you ever review a film the catalog, or one day, you should one Sam Neill, of course, because you know that was your planned catalog. But after that, you definitely should check out this Kubrick stuff. And actually, that stuff you might really like because you'd be going in fresh. Don't bother reading the books to any Kubrick stuff that Kubrick's based his movies on. Of course, you saw my 3DS, my new Nintendo 3DS XL. I have to emphasize that it's called new because Nintendo and their silly brand names. Oh my bloody lord of the Satan! Yeah, if I had to recommend you to start with a Kubrick movie, well, 2001's the one I keep teasing as one of the best movies, if not the best movie ever made. The Shining, of course, people keep teasing as the horror classic, but it's not the greatest horror. Friggin' bloody lord of us, Jesus, Satan, is Christ. Yeah. Oh yeah, Doctor Strangelove is a good. Doctor Strangelove is an accessible movie as well as Paths of Glory. Spartacus, I wouldn't start with that. That one's a little long and a little tedious, I find. But it's still a great movie. I just say you kind of have to watch some of his other stuff first before deciding to watch Spartacus. I like how you put the Kubrick without the K at the end. So he's like that much of a maestro, we don't need to put his full name. Ah, this game is terrible. This is the Game Boy Castlevania The Adventure. Oh my god, it's like hurting my eyes. So anyway, I can change the display settings. On just the color filter can do better, probably. With movies, I can do black and white because I watch a lot of black and white movies. With games, I just can't do it. It's just it sound like all these like old like Game Boy games. I just can't do it. It's just something about it always like almost hurts my eyes. Oh, bloody lord! This looks a bit better. This looks. Yeah, of course, 2001's the one I tease for Kubrick, but the most accessible would be Doctor Strangelove, probably, because that one, it's a comedy movie. It's a comedy movie set at the end of the war, set basically at the near end of an apocalypse. The plot of the movie is that this one general decides to go against the U.S. and he decides he's gonna send bombs to Russia. But if he sends bombs and sends a nuke to Russia, it already has Russia implanted nukes all around the world that are set to explode when Russia gets attacked. So the president and Dr. Strangelove, played by the same actor, Peter Sellers, and Dr. Strangelove is former scientist of Hitler, of all people. Okay, this doesn't sound funny, but like when you watch it, it's ridiculous. It's friggin' funny. Like, it's a whole joke about the Coca-Cola company and everything. It's one of the most ridiculous movies ever. It also has one of the funniest endings I've ever seen in a movie. Easily. Because it's so... you gotta see it for yourself. Now, Peter Sellers also plays the henchman to the evil general, who's trying to send a bomb to Russia, trying to send a nuke to Russia. And he's funny. Peter Sellers is a really good actor because he played 3 characters in the same movie. He was also going to play another character in the movie. He was also going to play a 4th guy, but they just realized, we can't put this guy through this much. And he plays the titular Dr. Strangelove. He plays the President of the United States. Oh man, he's great. He's also in Lolita as well, but he's not like super funny in Lolita as he is in like Dr. Strangelove. Yeah, Dr. Strangelove is just brilliant. And it's basically like a Cold War, an anti-Cold War movie. God, bloody Lord of the Satanists. This feels so janky, I just can't do it. I can't do it. If you ever watch a Kubrick, what's the first one you would watch? 2001, if I were to tell you the plot of that, it'd be basically 3 movies in one. Almost like 3 movies in one. Over the course of over millions of years. Until the year 2001. There's a sequel called 2010, the year we made contact. Yeah. 2001 is a literal motion picture, like, it feels like you're watching a moving picture, like, it feels like, it's like a film. Fun fact about 2001, it's written by, it's made by Kubrick. Oh, you're supposed to go up. Well, I'm an idiot. Fun fact about 2001. It's written by Arthur C. Clarke, and based on a short story by Arthur C. Clarke called The Sentinel, which is a story that no one really remembers that well, mainly because no one's read it. But it's based on that. The one section of the movie's at least based on that. It's the whole whole man versus machine idea. Then there's then that same year, he made 2001. He wrote a novel based on the movie, based on his own short story. And then after he wrote the novel, he then decided to write a sequel to the novel. Well, see, here's the thing. The novel is based on the movie. The short story is based... No, the movie's based on a short story, and the novel's based on the movie, which is written by the same guy who wrote the movie and the novel. I'm sorry, and the short story. So it's really confusing. And then after he wrote the novel, he wrote a sequel to the novel, then wrote the movie to that, then wrote a sequel to then wrote 2 more sequels to the novel, and then he passed away in there. He never got to go to space, but he was a genius writer, and he actually, unlike other Kubrick adaptations, see, Kubrick is infamously known for changing a lot of stuff in adaptations. Like, A Clockwork Orange cuts out the original ending, changing the designs of Alex. Yeah, except this was like decades before, and this was, and Dean Koontz hates the Funhouse. While Arthur C. Clarke actually liked 2001. Oh, like, he's dead. But, But the part I'm getting at is that I think Tom Hanks or someone wanted to do the third novel as a movie. I guess it was in the second movie. The guy who friggin' plays Brody in Jaws is the main character in the second movie. And the second movie came out in 1984, with the same year Dune came out as a movie. God damn it. Well, anyways, so yeah, or if you want to read the basis for 2001, read the short story, then watch the movie, then read the novel, then read the second novel, then watch the second movie, then read the last two books. Oh my god, it's so friggin' Arthur C. Clarke, man. He never got to go to space like he dreamed. But, he did get to live in the jungle, I think, actually. It's called The Sentinel. I think the best bet is to look for it online. And I mean, it's a short story, like, yeah, the thing with this is that, I don't know if he wants you to read the short story now because he wrote the novel. Yeah, Arthur C. Clarke, man, he's a confusing guy, but he's one of the most genius writers of his time. And Kubrick actually worked with him very well. See, Kubrick changed a lot of stuff in the adaptations I mentioned. The novel of 2001 is a more detailed version of the movie, but the movie's better than the novel. Because that movie's just so perfect. Also Arthur C. Clarke wrote Rama. Yep. Yeah. I think the most infamous case of an author arguing with Kubrick over something is Stephen King. Stephen King, to this very day, hates The Shining, the movie. It's kind of a joke that he hates that movie with passion. It's called the greatest movie of all time, but one of the greatest movies of all time. But King just hates that movie, and I mean hates. He hated it so much, I don't even think he wanted Dr. Sleep to be a movie, but then Dr. Sleep, he watched the movie of that, and he... Oh yeah, the movie for television, the TV version of the movie, oh, it's terrible. It's one of the worst movies ever made. Yeah. And Kubrick died in 1999. He died with the century. And he died with the millennia. I wish Kubrick never got to make his movie of Napoleon. He was gonna make a movie about Napoleon. Oh my bloody lord. Oh my god. Yeah, the movie for television is so freaking bad and so corny, especially I always kind of hate to trash on kids and child actors. That guy was in a poor movie. The television version is more accurate to the book, but it's so corny, it actually takes the horror out of it. See, the reason Kubrick didn't make his movie like the book exactly was because he doesn't believe in hell. He doesn't believe there is a hell. He believes that when we all die, we just go to heaven. There's only heaven. Like, So he envisioned the novel as more of people going crazy, and there being no ghosts flying around, and then everyone's just losing their minds. That's why he makes Jack the Here's Johnny guy. I think it's an interesting belief, and it kind of makes the movie, makes it more unique, in a way. Because I find, with say, like, stuff like The Exorcist, a lot of those, say with stuff like The Exorcist, really, and Peter Blatty had the belief of a Christian. Like, if you're good, like, the belief of, like, angels go to heaven, demons go to hell, like, that kind of belief. Actually, William Peter Blatty was pro-Christian. That's why the Exorcist is basically a Christian, Christian promotion book. And normally I would disagree with that, but like when you read the passages and the ideas he has, especially like it's about finding faith and the faith fighting back. That's what The Exorcist is. Oh my god. I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh man. I want to beat one of these games, so I just can't do it. Oh my god. Like, I don't have a specific view on religion. Like, specifically. Probably because I haven't found my, general idea is as good, bad is bad. That's my general idea. Yep. Well, I don't follow, like, a specific group or something like that. I'm more of, like kind of like Ahab with the ideologies aspect. Like... And I'm learning a lot about religion. I'm learning a bunch about sadism, like pure actual what sadism is usually what sadism is meant to be, rather than the generalization version of it. Gnosticism. I'll have to research that one. Like I think every religion has its faults, but there's a lot of good ideologies in every religion. Yeah, so religions I don't look at as the religions with like the really, really bad history, like say like that's the stuff I don't look at. Like I've looked at different times of Christianity, and there's different kinds I prefer more than others. Albeit a dark part of Canadian history is that one of the dark parts of Canadian history is that the government opened up. You might want to Google this someday, but the government opened up reservational schools, and it was funded by the Catholic Church of all people. And reservational schools, I don't know if I mentioned those, that's a wicked part of Canadian history. It's purely wicked. It's evil. Like that's a generalization of evil right there. The reservational schools. You might not even want to Google that kind of stuff because some people don't realize that reservational schools existed. Because, you know, Canadians are so nice and all this kind of stuff. The reservational schools existed from the 1800s all the way to 1996. So this isn't like I would slide it a bit if it was like only the 1800s or like only the early 1900s, like when it was all like that, blacks aren't allowed in general movie theaters and all that kind of stuff. But, and we're learning about this in school. Like, this is an actual thing that we learn in school. This isn't something, like, I just randomly, like, Googled up. Reservational schools, a lot of the horror stories that have happened, at these reservational schools. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really dark part of, Canadian history in general. Actually, the, Prime Minister in 2008 had to apologize for it. Because again, it's wicked. Like, especially that lasted from 1996. Think about that. Hmm. My parents were alive in 1996. Like they weren't alive when all that slavery was kind of a thing. And it was and you're wondering who the main target of reservational schools was? It was mostly indigenous peoples. Those were the main targets. What the schools were is that they would essentially I think they were meant to teach kids about how but they're promoted to teach kids on Canadian history and all the British and French, British and Francais, the British and the Francais history. But instead, they use the schools to essentially torture kids, rape kids, and abuse kids emotionally, mentally, physically, just everything. Just to kill the Indian in the child and make them pure English or French. Pure English or French. Just to wipe out the indigenous race. And they'd rape the kids, they'd beat the kids, some kids were even killed. This went on till 1996, that's when the last school was closed. Yes. That's why I disagree with the stereotype Canadians are so nice. That's a stereotype I don't generally agree with stereotypes anyways, but this is like the Canadians are so nice thing. That's like the complete opposite of the part of history. God, bloody Lord of the Sea. And normally I don't talk about religion on religion and stuff, religion, dark parts of history on a stream. Like normally I don't talk about Hitler or Stalin. Like Stalin's the worst part of Russian history in my opinion. I normally don't talk about that on this kind of thing, but every once in a while the topic does arise. Like say like again with the extra I mainly this came up because of Kubrick, friggin' Kubrick. Kubrick, you are a cube. Yes. Isaac Asimov, his views on religion are he's not an atheist. He did believe in ideologies, but he wanted to believe more in the scientific facts of it, rather than the just complete metaphorical facts. And by complete metaphorical, I don't mean spirits and stuff like that. I just mean like luck and bad luck and that kind of shebang. God, bloody Lord, God. Yes. We're talking about that history is kind of an interesting topic because it opens your eyes. It opens eyes more to the not bloody friggin' Lord love it. Bloody. It's don't like that game. Yeah, he's more of an evolutionist. Like, he believed in the future of, like, tech. He was a tech man. He believed in the technology of things. I screwed up. Oh, so did you watch Attack of the Clones yet? I'll be curious when you know what, honestly, you should review the prequels and the originals. As well as the sequels and spin-offs. I know you don't want to acknowledge the sequels exist, but you know, I would be interested to see what your opinion on how you would have taken Episode 7. How would you take it? Is personally, I think the Luke being a fallen kind of hero. I like that route with Part 8. I also like the Rey and Finn stuff. Not Rey and Finn, Rey and Kylo stuff. Besides that, the movie kind of went in the wrong direction. I think the other stuff is the problem. Rian Johnson tried to make a different movie. Here's the thing: it's a Star Wars. It's a science fantasy. It's not a complete soap opera. It isn't entirely Hamlet. Huh. So, what's your thoughts on Attack of the Clones? Yes. Actually, that's what I'm gonna have to agree with you with, because George Lucas was a good director. He was a horrible writer, though. I think he's a terrible writer. And I don't think he liked writing it. I know he always wanted to get a writing credit, but he should have just done directing more. If I'm being completely honest. And so now are you watching Revenge of the Sith? That's my favorite of the three, and that's the best one, honestly, and Goontek gave it a good review. Like, clearly, George Lucas really liked Frank Herbert. 'Cause, have you seen that video of George Lucas in a random documentary walking to a store? Yeah, Revenge of the Sith is easily the best one, honestly. And you know what? Just when you see like C-3PO come in and you think he's gonna ruin the scene, like they cut away and then it goes to like another good scene and you're like shocked, because like it's good scene after good scene. Like holy. Yeah, I like watching George Lucas arrive in a random documentary. I was gonna send that to you, but I assumed you probably saw that because it's popping up and everyone's recommended lately. Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna have to start a friggin' foundation. Yeah, so if you ever do a review, the facts are it came out in 1951, I think it's 51. It's in the same universe as the Robot series and the Galactic Empire series. It has an Apple TV Plus TV show, and it beat Lord of the Rings. Here's some little facts. On Return of the Jedi. Oh. Yeah. Dude, I know Ahab and them really hate Return of the Jedi for some reason. I always liked it, and I never minded the all stuff on the planet of the cannibals. Those teddy bear things, those are cannibals. I keep telling people that. I've been telling them that every friggin' day for my life my whole life. For the past almost 15 years of my life. I can tell people. Those are cannibals. Empire Strikes Back is most people's favorite of the movies. I think I prefer Revenge of the Sith, because Revenge of the Sith, it feels like a climax to like an epic trilogy. Like imagine there was no originals. And you just imagine what Darth Vader would do in the coming years. Like, it's just one of the best setup movies ever made. It's one of the best prequel movies ever made. I saw you had The Godfather in your collection. That's a book I've been considering reading for a long time, because of course, I've seen that movie, as everyone has. Come on, who hasn't seen The Godfather? It's one of the most iconic movies ever made. Ah, Lord of the friggin' bloodsuckers. Huh? I am of the mindset that Darth Vader sucks. Like, I gotta say, like, I don't think he's good. Yeah. Did you hear that they just made the final cut version to The Godfather 3? The true final cut, I guess they call it. Yeah, the film is written by Mario Puzo as well, just like Arthur C. Clarke in 2001. So, The Godfather is the 2001 of 70s, I guess you could call it. And in the 80s, it would be Hellraiser, in my opinion. Hey, you still gotta read that Barker, man. Because, Hellraiser is one of the best movies ever made, I feel. Yes. 2001, Hellraiser. You know, a lot of movies I say are probably the best movies ever made are usually by their same creators of their novels, or pieces of fiction. Did you know that Phantasm was originally meant to be a Ray Bradbury adaptation? It's going to be an adaptation of Something Wicked This Way Comes. But he didn't, but Don Coscarelli did not get the rights to Something Wicked This Way Comes. Disney got the rights. And, you wrote the screenplay. You're funny. You're just talking about that. Oh my god. Oh, isn't that just a work of genius right there? I'm like talking about Something Wicked This Way Comes and how that was gonna be Phantasm originally. And then you just mentioned, oh yeah, Something Wicked This Way Comes, Ray Bradbury wrote the screenplay. Ah, right timing. I never read Something Wicked This Way Comes. I never watched Something Wicked This Way Comes. My friends absolutely hate Ray Bradbury for some reason. They hated The Sound of Thunder, that short story was called. They hated that. I liked it. I don't get why people hate Ray Bradbury nowadays. It's kind of weird. I want to read more of Ray Bradbury. I know one of my friends said Fahrenheit was good, and they said oh, even though Fahrenheit was credited a terrible author because he wrote A Sound of Thunder. I'm like, A Sound of Thunder wasn't even that bad. It was a good story. It's a unique time travel story. It's a literal piece of fiction. I really like The Flying Machine. Of course, I reviewed The Flying Machine in that terrible collection, the Flight or Fright. Which, of course, Flight or Fright is the honor of being the book I reviewed that got thrown at the wall. Yes. And actually, Ahab, before he reviewed The Institute, I tried reading The Institute, and I'm gonna finish it one day. But the book made me mad. I threw it at the wall. That book made me upset. I'm like, come on, I just wasted this much money. Well, I should have just waited for the friggin' paperback. I still got it on sale and I still wasted money. Because I should have just waited for a cheap version of the paperback and got it. I slam dunked that hardcover at the wall. Earphones are instead called. Can't really look at my. I'll look at my phone just to answer that. Snakes. You know what's funny? Legend of Zelda. They call the snakes in the game ropes. Isn't that funny? The hell was I even talking about before the called seashell radios, etc. Yeah. I get that's like a little bizarre, but I think that just makes him a bit more like literate, more literary with his fiction. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, The Institute. Man, that book blows. Like, the book I slammed at the wall the most is probably Wizard and Glass. I'm still gonna keep it just because it's part of my King collection. And you know, if it's an author I like, I'll always keep the books. If it's an author like I don't like, I'll just get rid of it probably or give it to someone else. Like, King is something I gotta have. I gotta complete my King collection now. I still gotta get Cycle of the Werewolf. I'm trying to get a copy of Rage. Yeah, Rage, my reviews retro. Oh, What a Paradise themes by John Cheever. John Cheever. John Cheever. That guy sounds like. I thought I said John Cleese from Monty Python. Anyways, Wizard and Glass, I slam dunked that book at the wall like a bunch of times. And some people told me it's Stephen King's best novel. I'm like, are you serious? And Ahab told me, oh, it's the best Dark Tower book. I'm like, I get that people that read King, I don't even think that some people that read King, I don't even think they actually even read King. Because, like, they don't even seem to know what the hell they're talking about half the time with some books. I never finished It, but I don't claim to be an expert on It. It isn't very good either. You might say I should hate King, because, like, he wrote... I can't really finish... But It is just a little bit long, a little bit overlong. And he wrote some fantastic books. He wrote more good than bad. And even if he wrote more bad than good, I still collect all his books just because he wrote so many good stories. And I think you would like his catalog of stories because he wrote more good about it. And you might actually like some of his stories better than you might look some of the stuff better than I do. Like you might actually like It, while I don't care too much for It because I just think it's a bunch of filler. Yeah, It is 1,400 pages. People just rambling on and on. Oh yeah, it's short fiction, especially from his collection Night Shift. It's fantastic. Like he's one of the best short fiction writers I've ever seen in my life. Like Yeah, Barker writes. Barker, I think, is a better short story writer. Ray's comment was about John Cheever. His characters' names are so on the nose, it's ridiculous. Oh, Jesus. What is it? Johnny Silverhand? Leilani Clonk? Leilani Clonk? Eno Shank? Dude, I read the Demon Seed. You gotta read the Demon Seed. Eno Shank. Eno Shank, dude. Eno Shank. In one of his books, there's a book named Hammer. Why? Oh man. Oh man. Okay, that killed me. I did not expect this. Here's a guy named Nail. There's a guy named Hammer. It's like that Sonic characters, Heavy and Bomb. You know Heavy. You know the Sonic cartoons. Heavy and Bomb. Also, nothing happens in his books. Oh man. Oh man. Yes. You know what? I'm trying to think of books where like nothing happened, but it's like if nothing happens in books, I just pause them or don't finish them. Like King, I'll finish all the King books at some point. He's King, like he's one of the great writers. Actually, my teachers harp on him saying that he needs an editor. I actually don't think he needs an editor. I think the editor needs him. Because some of his like the Dark Tower revised and expanded version, it's my favorite King novel, but the editing's kind of atrocious. And apparently the version made by him, the original version, actually reads better, but that's not the canon version of the book. I like that a lot of his books do get their complete versions, like they do get the final cuts. Like I told you about the Stand, and how the Stand, there's 3 cuts to the Stand, and only one of them. I actually do want to. I didn't finish the Stand, but I actually genuinely want to finish the Stand. Like it's a good book. Oh, Mailer. I don't know even sure who that is. Looks like his name's Mailer. They probably mailed him to edit. He probably mails books, just like everyone else does. Yeah. I know King's writing a new novel this year, and that's like the only cool-looking book that's like coming out this year, really. God damn it! I'm just getting a bunch of messages. Hopefully told him he had a good idea, and I should write it with Mailer acting as his editor. Yeah. Oh man, that sounds. Oh my god, this already sounds great. God, what a freaking. God, Jesus. Yeah. Anyways, one thing I'm gonna do more detailed game reviews. All right, you head back to reading. Along that line, I'm gonna try and do more detailed game reviews. The problem is that I want to put it in a manner that I consider acceptable and decent and entertaining, and also gets people interested in the game. Another stuff I've wanted to review for a long time. I can do books. I can do books just fine. Albeit my written reviews are a lot better than my video reviews. But anyways, yeah. Anyways, heading back to read. I guess you're probably gonna finish the book by the morning. If that happens, well, that's gonna be something. Oh man. Nice. Have a nice night. All right. Alrighty. Looks like we're just gonna end this stream.